All right, YouTube, this is 2 Cent back with my 2 cents on OCTOPATH TRAVELER. And you know what day it is? It's Wednesday, it's update day. And it's a special Wednesday for me because we got a step up banner. So you know me, I typically like to live in the step up world rather than taking my chances with the extra ruby cost on the main new units out there, on the main banners. So we're gonna look at the 2 units on here today, and I think that might be the best step up that we've had so far. So first we're going to take a look at Gilderoy. Hit that sub button and let's get into the video. Alright, so just taking a look at his kit here, I know Gilderoy sometimes has been touted as maybe not the best 5-star out there, but I'm certainly don't think that he's a bad unit at all, especially when we're looking later on down the road when we do get our specials. He's going to get that self buff up for, at least 10% of defense and magic defense, but it can go all the way to 20, and then also provides a counter for physical and magic. I just think once we get into that, he's a main banner unit, so eventually you'll pull some dupes anyway, and I think he'll be pretty good at that point with some of those when you really need a tank. We're going to get 20% also defense up when he starts a fight from one of his passives here. He has ability to AoE taunt, also gives himself 15% defense and magic defense with that, 3 times lightning, which makes him pretty useful for our current arena team and for any sort of lightning weakness in the future, and then he can currently counter some physical attacks now if he needs to. So I don't think that Gilderoy is a bad unit at all, especially compared to our other sort of spear users out there. So definitely I wouldn't mind having him on my team to replace Pia. All right, and our second unit that's on here is actually going to be Viola, which, as you guys remember from the beginning of the game, was like, hey, this is the reroll target for everybody. So, here's one of the things is I didn't reroll my account at all, and there's plenty of people out there who also didn't reroll, or maybe they got Lynette and, was satisfied with that. But I do think Viola is probably, out of the main banner units, going to have the longest longevity of any of them, and is really useful with her with the kit that she has. So let's take a look at that. Alright, as you see, I have a lot of things highlighted for her kit here. It's just really neat stuff to be able to kind of utilize in your team comps. We have Fire AoE that inflicts a defense down, which is really nice. And then we're going to have a single target for an enemy that's going to do magic and attack down by 20%. We have a 3 times dagger in case we have a dagger weakness. We have a single enemy defense and magic defense down in case we're wanting to put out that more damage. Then we have a 2 times fire attack that can always reduce shield points, and then we have a 2 times dagger AoE that always reduces shield points. And then on top of all of this, we have a passive that when their debuffs being inflicted by Viola plus the ally in her row, the turn duration gets extended by 1. The kind of utility on this unit is really kind of unreal for it being a starting unit, and definitely this is what's going to keep her relevant for a long time. And I'd say that if you do not have this unit, that this is a good step up banner to do at least 2 or 3 step ups on. That's kind of where I'm going to live, is somewhere in that range. Maybe not go for the full 5 just because that extra 600 rubies and then you're still not guaranteed. But, if you decide to go for all 5, I'm not going to fault you for that because this is a very top tier unit. So, all right, let's get into my polls and see how I'm doing today. All right, and just before we get into those polls, I just once again want to thank everybody for the support. And if you like these kind of videos that kind of help you with the step ups and whatnot of whether you should poll or not, just leave me a comment down below. And of course, if you're not subbed to the channel, please do that so you can get access to my videos in the future. All right, we're going in for some polls here. However, I lost my original audio to this, so I have sped things up, and we're just going to kind of go through it, and I'll just kind of show you guys. We got a new 4-star here, and I was really hoping to be able to be kind of a one and done out of here and pick up Viola. However, it just wasn't meant to be on this one. But like I had, already mentioned, I do think this is a good banner to keep going, a little bit further on the step up. Even if you're free to play and you have some of those resources, I'm at this over 4,000 mark. So it's kind of like I said, as long as I can stay above that 4,000 ruby mark, I feel pretty comfortable. I did get a class up here for Ashland, which is going to be useful for me as I'm going into the Tiki Land Cup here, just to get some of that guaranteed crit. but I'm really needing that kind of nice debuffer, and I managed to just pull Gilderoy here instead of Viola, so which is nice because I was using Pia as my kind of my main sort of tank on the team, and he is just going to be a very straight, really good upgrade over her, being able to have some more of that defensing, buffing power, and adding in that elemental attacks is just going to be a little bit nicer than having poor 4-star Pia, though she has done pretty well for me so far. So overall, polls were pretty good, but didn't get her. That's been my 2 cents.